Hey, thank you for tuning in. Special edition Steel City Sports World. I'm your host, Luther Dupree, joined as always by my main man, Claudio Rosano, a Hall of Famer, Smoking Jim, a wannabe Hall of Famer. No, one of the greats to ever do it, man. How you guys doing?
What's up, Luth? Good to be on as always, brother.
Oh, glad you're here. Oh, Who the GOAT is in the early. Salute, fellas. Salute. Who the GOAT? Who is the GOAT? Who the GOAT? Jim, what's going on? How you feel?
I feel good, Lou. Thank you.
All right. Hey, listen, the number to call in is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, 412-530-5063. Glad everybody's tuning in. Let's get started. Claudio, what do you have in your Claudio's Huddle Up?
Well, a friend of the Boxing Authorities show, a friend of ours, Vinny Pazienza, former 5-time world champion boxer, finally elected to the Hall of Fame. I think he's in like 13 Halls of Fame, but this is the big one. This is the one he wanted. This is, again, the big boxing Hall of Fame. He's getting inducted this weekend. 50 wins. He won 3 world titles after his car accident, which he was paralyzed for a day or two or whatever, told he may never walk. Then he was told for sure he's never going to box. And he came back again, won 3 more world titles. I'm very happy for Vinny. Certainly deserved it. Never took a round off. No. Fought anybody who was available. And he's one of the all-time greats. And now he's being recognized as such. And I'm very happy for him.
Oh, for sure, man. We love seeing Vinny, man. He's just the best, man. Yeah. Hey, Smoking Jim, what's going on?
Well, I just got done wiping my feet off the Pitt logo.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys heard about Vinny.
I did, Jim. I did.
Yeah.
But Lou, thanks, man. You can hear me okay?
Yeah, you still sound kind of soft. But go ahead.
I think that's engineering problem, but I don't have this problem on Ralph's show. But hey, listen, I told you guys before that when the women boxed in Madison Square Garden 2-3 years ago, it never would happen again. I said that there's 17 different weight classes for women's boxing. You can't name 10 women boxers. I said Madison Square Garden was equivalent to Billie Jean King and Bobby Riggs when they sold out the Houston Astrodome. They couldn't sell out the Improv after that. You know what I mean? Listen, I just wrote an article on women's boxing, and it was entitled Professional Women's Boxing Has Declined in Popularity in the United States. The women now are going, Luther and Claudio, to Mexico and Europe to make money, and they're getting wiped out by the MMA. I told you guys before, you didn't agree with me. You thought I was a hater. I wasn't being a hater. I was just telling you what I've seen. I've seen women with 0 amateur experiences for the most part and very few professional fights. And I've seen that they had a lot of growth to do, and it was nowhere near the Christy Martin Laidlaw Ali days. So, again, women's boxing on the decline in the United States. I wrote an article on that.
And again, Jim, I think you're wrong on that as usual.
Has they been back to Madison Square Garden, Lou?
Jim, they never sold out before. That was the first time Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano sold it out, Jim. Jim, just because you keep saying it a lot doesn't mean you're right, Jim. The numbers speak for itself.
Madison Square Garden ain't in Mexico or Europe. That's where they're fighting now.
Hey, Luther, if I can add something to it, and this is my opinion, but strong opinion about it. Our show, The Boxing Authorities, almost every episode, we talked about female boxing. These other shows do not. So we did give it, and we were watched all over the globe. I know that for a fact. Mm-hmm. So we did give it the proper attention, where these other ones kind of don't. So
Thanks.
Jim has a little point there.
All right, hey, and DP Rock is in there, Bengals Nation in the building. Oh my gosh, we got Cincinnati. Listen, man, Cincinnati, I don't know what you're doing. The defense needed rebuild, and all you all did was pay Jamar Chase and pay T. Higgins. Y'all in the same situation. Great offense. Y'all better win the games. First one to 50. You all didn't improve your team at all. And now you all have an issue with Henderson. He also wants $40 million. I just don't get it. I don't understand the T. Higgins deal. I thought y'all could have maybe moved him or let him go and drafted receiver to kind of replace him. But I don't know. I don't know where they're going. But I see another 9-8 season for them. And, no championship. Wasting Jamar Chase and wasting Joe Burrow's talent being in Cincinnati. Hey, we got my man, Fillmore, is in the house. Thanks for coming on, man. Can you hear us? All right, what's going on?
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here. I can hear you.
All right.
I'm doing good. I represent You Had to Be There podcast. We talk about movies, books, and everything, Pittsburgh as well. So, yeah, man, I'm amped up for NBA Finals, and I am regretfully happy the Steelers season is starting.
Regretfully happy. That's interesting. What's the regretfully happy mean? Why are you regretfully happy?
The best way I could put it, man. It's no quarterback, but he's still here.
All right. We're going to get to that in a minute. Frank Jackson, salute. Frank Jackson is in there. He said women's boxing is bigger than ever. Okay.
It means.
Would you say Fillmore? Oh, look like Fillmore's breaking up here. Technology. All right, well, let's jump into the first topic of the day. Smoking Jim, you did yours. Now, let me give my thoughts on here. Hopefully, we'll get Fillmore back in a few minutes. NBA basketball finals take on tonight, but the biggest news right now is Tim Thibodeau. Tibbs has got fired again. There's something every time he's been fired recently. Karl Anthony Towns has been his star player. Happened in 2019 with the Timberwolves. Happened this year with the Knicks. I knew he was going to get fired. I said it before the season. Tom Thibodeau, yes, he's good for the regular season, but in the playoffs, he's not a great coach because he doesn't develop a bench. I didn't like his offensive scheme. He wears down players. Every playoffs, he would have a major injury. This year, they were relatively healthy, and they got as far as they could. I thought they could have stretched it out to 7. They had a couple bad losses early in the series against Indiana Pacers, but people said it's unjustified. I think it was justified. He's been there 5 years, had some decent success. Overall, he went 226 wins and 174, a couple 50-win seasons. But I still say it's time to move on. The offense was stale. It was just Brunson going one-on-one. They didn't develop an offense good enough. So I agree. It's time for you to go. And I want a new coach. I would say give Mark Jackson a chance. I think he got a raw deal at Golden State, and it's time for him to get back. And I would love to see Mark Jackson with the New York Knicks. I think that's the move that needs to be made. Smoker Jim, Fillmore, you got your hands up with your thoughts on that. And we just had Ralph come in. What's going on, Ralph?
Hey, I'm here. How you guys doing tonight?
All right. Fillmore, so what you think about this? The Knicks, the whole thing with Tom Thibodeau getting fired. Tibbs is gone. Your thoughts?
Well,
I think coach.
You said, hold on, say that again, Fillmore?
Tibbs is a defensive coach.
Yeah.
And he coached defense very well. He will be great as an assistant coach.
Like he was with Doc Rivers. Yeah.
He runs down his starting 5. This is not college. Okay? Mm-hmm. You don't have a good a 7-man rotation if you're going to be good in a 7-game series. That's not going to happen. The NBA is not set up like that. That's college stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be an assistant.
Oh,
and
man.
and that's
An assistant?
they
Okay.
gotta move on. An
Gotta move
assistant, yes, he'll be great as a defensive specialist. Great,
All right. Hey, Ralph, you wanted to jump in
great
on
on
this.
defense.
Yeah. If we're talking about the Knicks situation, this coach getting fired, I think he took them to the playoffs and all the way to face the Pacers. I don't get this from this team who hasn't really been relevant except for when he was the coach. So I just don't get this firing. I mean, some owners, they want it, they want the big dance all the time and can't be happy with what they have. And this is just a prime example of it right here with the Knicks.
Right. Well, see, I like the firing. I don't like anybody to get fired. Let me say that. But I expected it. Before the season, I said this has to be his last one because players were getting hurt. But also, you're in the Eastern Conference Finals and you're having players-only meetings. That's bad news for a coach. When I saw Karl Anthony Towns on the bench in Game 2 in the fourth quarter, and he doesn't come back into 1 minute left, and you lose that game, he lost the team right there. You have to go with your horses, as Claudia always says. You run through your horses. You win with them, and you lose with them. Brunson was playing. Towns was on the bench. When they lost Game 2, the series was over. Claudia, you want to weigh in on this?
Fillmore makes some great points, as does Ralph. Now, I don't think that a guy of his stature should go back to being an assistant, although I know what Fillmore means. But Fillmore, I want to say it was the 85 Lakers. I'm not really sure. I should know that. But they had a great starting lineup, but, man, they had a bench. Bob McAdoo and Rambis and guys like that. You're right. You need a big-time bench, and Thibodeau didn't utilize or develop a good enough bench. Now, when this is going to sound maybe a little city biased or whatever you want to say, the Lakers and the Knicks, they have to have a named coach, in my opinion. They have to have, like Pat Riley, man, he was perfect for the Lakers, okay? Those other guys, they were all right, but Pat Riley was the guy. The Knicks, Pat Riley was with the Knicks, he was big time. Hubie Brown, big time for the Knicks. Patino did well with the Knicks for a little bit. Jay Wright is out there. Now, I don't know if he wants to coach. I think he'd be crazy to coach, but he might be a good fit. But Mark Jackson, in my opinion, would have done the same thing in Golden. I'm not a Steve Kerr fan. I am a Mark Jackson fan. I think Jackson would have done the same damn thing that Kerr did, in my opinion, if they would have given him the opportunity. So, two guys that I'd like to see have a shot for that Knick job is Mark Jackson or Jay Wright. But he did take them, like Ralph said, he did take the Knicks were not relevant for years, since Pat Riley days, I believe. And, they were making some noise. And that's what you want. It was good for the NBA. But maybe, just maybe, he took them as far as he could go. Maybe his personality rubbed the wrong way. I don't know. But I think if Jay Wright walks in that locker room or Mark Jackson walks in that locker room, it's going to be a different ballgame.
All right, we got my man Zach Brennan is in there. He said the Knicks are a special kind of stupid. It wasn't his fault. The Knicks were what they were. The Knicks.
I was surprised they fired him. I'm not crazy about the firing. I kind of get it, but I wasn't crazy about it. But since you did fire him, those two guys I mentioned should be the choices.
Okay. All right. He also said the Knicks need to remind themselves, like Pitt Panthers fans, just to be happy for the little you get. Wow. All right. Who the GOAT is back in there. He said, I agree, Luther. Mark Jackson is the right choice, but he won't get it. Okay. All right. Hey, anybody else wants to weigh in on this topic? Give us a call. Make a comment. The number 412-530-63. One of the other things I wanted to talk about is the NBA Finals. Who do you got, first of all? We got OKC, Indiana Pacers. OKC's favorite. It's one of the highest, the top 10, most favorite to win the title. in the last 10 years. Does anybody on the panel think the Pacers have a chance, first of all?
Yes,
I think
they do have a chance. Oh, go ahead. You
No,
go.
I'm sorry. You go ahead, Phil. My fault. Go ahead.
I think the Pacers have a chance, right? I give them the same amount of chance that we gave the 04 Pistons. Okay? They got almost the same money line, right? So
04 Pistons.
man, look, they had that. It was going to get Shaq and Kobe. It was the same odds.
Ooh,
Great point.
Now, both of these teams run, but there's the Pacers have been shooting better this whole playoffs. Shea has been up and down throughout the playoffs.
True.
And the Pacers have been shooting a lot better. Now, if this stays status quo as has been going on throughout the playoffs, the Pacers will have the edge. They play the same style. And I don't think Chet's that good of a player. I don't care what anybody. He's not.
You hating on Chet Holmgren?
Absolutely. Yo,
Reaper?
Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam are going to show up big time. And Pascal going to mess around with the MVP again for this series.
You ain't putting no money on that, Fillmore, right?
I sure will not.
Hey, Claudia, you wanted to weigh in on that?
Great point, and I'm going to tell you something. Fillmore is spot on. It reminded me of Louisville against the Houston Cougars in 83, when both teams played the similar game, back and forth, attack, dunks, but Houston had the attitude. In my opinion, that's what, we do it better than you. I'm telling you, I think the Pacers, everybody's leaning towards OKC, and they're talking about a dynasty with OKC, not just this year, next year, the year after. I'm telling you, Pacers are going to pull off an upset, and they're going to play the same game, and Pacers are going to play it better. I'm telling you. I agree with Fillmore.
Wow, okay. All right, Ralph, you want to weigh in on this?
Yeah, Luther and guys, hey, I agree with everyone else here. The Pacers, they made it this far, and they're a gritty team that has made it this far that no one expected this to happen. And here we are. Not only just the Pacers, but you got the WNBA team that's popular right now. So Indiana's on a roll, and it's not just the Pacers; it's the WNBA team as well. So I think right now the Pacers are going to take this. They're on a roll.
Man, all three of you are way off, man. It's a nice story. The Pacers are great. They hit the Kawhi Leonard, Holly Burton hit that shot that bounced up all the way to the top of the rafters and went in, but the luck runs out. There's a certain point where the luck runs out. OKC is the next dynasty. SGA got a lot of Kobe, got a lot of Jordan in them right now. You're talking about a guy who's won the MVP. He won the Western Conference MVP. He's the first player to do it since LeBron to win all those. He's going to win the MVP. He's going to lead OKC to the championship. This is not going more than 5 games.
Another thing, forgive me, I think back to 88, Dodgers against the Oakland A's. Everybody thought Oakland was going to blow the Dodgers out of the water, but the Dodgers got hot at the right time. I'm not saying Oakland wasn't better, because they were. The Dodgers got hot at the right time. And I'm telling you, I think the Pacers are not – Jerry Cooney, when he was on our show, The Boxing Authorities, he said – that a boxer has to, hit the pinnacle. What was his term, Luth and Jim? Hit the crescendo at the right time.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
And I think the Pacers are still climbing up. I don't think they're ready to go down. I think they're the wrong team to play at the wrong time.
Well, you know what? It's better to be lucky than good. I've said that many times.
Yeah. Well, OKC was 29-1 against the Eastern Conference. The highest total ever, and that one loss they had wasn't to Indiana. It wasn't anybody but the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think the luck runs out, man. It's 5 games. Nobody's stopping SGA. Jalen Williams is going to average 20. Chet Holmgren and Lou Dort is going to shut down Halliburton. I mean, Lou Dort is a very underrated defender. Doesn't score a lot, but whoever's your top guy, he's shutting them down. And Caruso, man, the Lakers should have never let Caruso go. The leadership that he's provided for that team, man, just took them to the next level. Last year, they lost to Dallas. Caruso's that dude, man. Caruso's so underrated, man. The Lakers dropped the ball when they let him go. Smoker Jim, you still with us?
Well, I've been skipped over the whole show.
Wine and Jill, man.
I didn't get a chance to comment on the Knicks.
Well, comment on the Knicks, Jim.
And then I when it comes to the NBA Finals, I agree with Lou. I don't agree how he's hosting the show and skipping over me, but I do agree. Oklahoma Thunder is going to destroy Indiana.
Okay, but what about the Tibbs firing? Do you agree with it?
I'm not going to go. I already been skipped on that. I'm not going back there.
All right.
You guys make good comments on the Knicks.
All right. Let's see. Who the GOAT is in here? He says, I don't know who was smoking more, smoking Jim or Fillmore.
Hey, man, listen. Pascal Siakam is going to be the one. Now, the others for the Thunder, who's going to be the others? Because SGA, I'm telling you, the entire playoffs, and especially last series, he's been up and down. If he don't get it together, they don't have a chance. If the MVP don't be MVP-like, it's not going to work. And the only person in this entire finals that has experience is Pascal Siakam.
No, and Caruso. You forget
Caruso was that. Pascal was a starter.
Because he's white, Fillmore.
Listen, hey, if I was in the NBA, I would be Caruso.
No, and don't forget, he's Italian too. Don't forget.
And you're right.
Fillmore. Caruso not only locked up Anthony Edwards when he was in there, he was playing against the Joker.
He was.
And was locking him
down. He was. One of the leaders on the Pacers is Pascal. Pascal with Toronto, right?
Yeah.
He's a leader. He knows how to prepare. He knows how to get the rest it takes, the mind frame it takes. Caruso, he's a dope role player. Like I said, if I was in the NBA, I'd be Caruso. I love his game. Okay, all defense, all gas, no breaks. That's my homie. I love him. But he's not a leader on that team. Pascal is a leader on that team for sure, and they will listen to him. And he's going to get a quiet 25 and 10 each game. Each game.
He'll get his, but he's going to have some Chet Holmgren problems.
Man, Chet going to be in foul trouble.
Holmgren's going to average 2 or 3 blocks a game.
He's going to average 5 fouls and be done and be sitting down in the second quarter and third quarter. He's going to foul himself away from the game.
All right, and I want to know who's going to stop Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams is going to be getting his 20. I mean,
that's fine.
The team is just deep. Ben Wallace's son, Cason Wallace.
You don't got to stop everybody. You don't have to stop everybody. All you got to do is frustrate SGA and get him shaky. Anybody else can get theirs. I want the leader shaky, because when he's shaky, the team goes down. I don't care how good they are. When he goes down, the team goes down.
Fillmore, you said SGA was shaky and he walked away with the MVP
during the playoffs. During this playoff series.
He got MVP.
He
got the MVP
of the league. MVP of the league.
No, he got the Western Conference MVP.
Man, has he been playing the best?
Yeah, but that don't mean he's going to play good in the series here.
He was averaging 29.
But then he had games like Halliburton. Halliburton's up and down. Halliburton had a game of a triple double with no turnovers, and then he dropped a single digit.
All right. See, let's jump in here. Zach Britton, I got heavy money on Thunder. Smart man. The MVP will reign. All right. Caruso is a defensive problem. Yes,
he is. He is.
On games, I don't listen to folks. Put up the money. I got all bells versus whoever likes the Pacers. He's taking all bets on.
Hey, I'll give you an out in game 3 too. Just in case you need an out, I'll give you an out.
Oh my God. Hey, Smoky Jill. Listen, the number again, 412-530-5063. I got it 4-1. Any other predictions? 4-1 OKC. Jim, what you have the NBA Finals?
Man, you're giving me charity.
You want to cry about everything, man. Jimmy, what did we call him before, Claudio? Wine and Jim.
Wine and Jim.
Oh man.
Baltimore City through that one game. I never seen a guy shoot the ball and shoot it over the doggone hoop. So, it depends on how many games he want to throw.
Oh my God!
Or be on WWE instead of concentrating on basketball. But I think it'll be 4-2.
4-2 who?
Oklahoma City.
Okay.
I agree with you, Lou. Oklahoma City.
It's about time. Okay. All right, Fillmore. Who you got? What?
I'm staying course. Pacers with the upset, man. Pacers with the upset. It's going to be 4-3. It's going to be an upset. I got Pacers winning the first game. They're leaving Oklahoma City 1-1.
Wow, you got them winning the first game? Okay.
Absolutely. They coming off on fire.
All right. I want to know how they stopping this man, SGA. He was giving it to everybody, bucket after bucket.
There is no stopping SGA. He stops himself.
Oh my God! Disrespectful to MVP.
You can't listen. SGA when he's on, he's unguardable. He's a tall guard that has a great jumper, good handle, and their defense of OKC is amazing. They both have the same skill set. They play good defense. They have a deep bench, and they both can shoot the ball. They live and die by the three.
This has just started playing D this year, by the way, though.
You're right, but it's this year.
Yeah,
they only need this year. Last year don't matter, does it?
See, listen, this playoffs they've been locking people down, but they haven't faced an OKC offense like this. But we'll see. All right, Ralph, Claudio.
Indiana 4-3.
Yeah, 4-3.
Thank you.
4-3 Indiana. 4-3 Indiana. Great minds think alike.
All right, Claudio.
Indiana 4-3.
Come on with it, man.
Oh
We here, man.
That's right, Fillmore. Great minds think alike. So does Claudio.
We
Yes,
got
sir.
3 people clearly wrong on this one. They won't put up any money on that, but well, whatever.
Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll put some money up. I got $1 right here in my pocket. Here we go. See, I'll put $1
that
up for
means
that.
you don't have much faith in them. Put up that house. Put up that house.
No. I just bought this house. There ain't no way.
Hey, we got Bruce Gas in there. He says, salute, Bruce Gas. Appreciate you. Aaron, 4-0 OKC. All right, I like that.
You like the sweep? The sweep, though?
Yeah, Aaron, man, he was on there last time. He said 4-0, a sweep.
The sweep. Ooh, man.
That's
That's
That's what I'm saying. I keep thinking, I know it's a different sport. I keep thinking Dodgers, Oakland. Everybody was on Oakland. And Dodgers, they beat them in '88. I think they may have swept them.
Man, they didn't have the SGA, the next great scorer in the NBA on the team.
They had Oral Hershiser, the best pitcher in the game at the time.
They did. The Bass brothers just folded up. I don't know what happened. Hey, all right,
They faced some good pitching. That's what happened.
Okay.
Right. There it is.
Even Forrest Whitaker, lazy eye, got the Zach. No way, Indiana. All right. I'll take the $1. He said he'll even take the $1 from you, Ralph.
Oh, fine. I'll mail it to him in a money order.
He said this ain't baseball, Claudio.
What's that?
He said this ain't baseball, Claudio. Zach. All right, so we're going to revisit this, man. First game is tomorrow. I got OKC by 10. I just think they're on a roll. We're looking at the next great dynasty, man. And I'm happy for them, man. After they broke up Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and James Harden, I think that the great fans of OKC deserve this, man. They've been struggling ever since. They lost a lot of time.
Hey, Luther.
Go ahead, Jim.
Luther, I think I speak for everybody when I say nobody cares about the NBA.
Jim, everybody cares about the NBA. It's a global sport.
Thank you. We love the NBA here.
Man. What are you talking about? It's a global sport, Jim. Anyway, but moving on, our last subject that we want to hit on. Anybody wants to call in, or you could send a chat. We got to go on this. Steelers topic. Actually, before we do that, I want to play something from Coach Prime. Coach Prime, we've been talking about this for a while, as far as Shadeur Sanders. I thought it was wrong that what happened to him. I want to just play a little bit of what Coach Dion had to say about the Shadeur Sanders situation.
There was a lot of rumors about the next level, and I can't see that.
Yeah.
I can't see the next level, and I think a couple people who may have taken shots at my kids, they were afraid that I would go. That's where the shots came from. All you got to do is just sit back and listen. People don't want to do that. They want to create these narratives and create these stories and then attach them to a kid that ain't never done nothing wrong.
Yeah. How that make you feel when you see your colleagues or your peers going in on you, man? Like, how does that make you feel?
No idea, man. You have no idea. We've always been in front of the camera, so they know how to navigate. They know how to handle themselves.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna catch them in no foolery and no mess. You're not. When you sit up there and say something like he went in a meeting unprepared, like, dude, Shadeur Sanders, who's had 6 different coordinators, who has still functioned and leveled up every time we brought somebody new in, and you're gonna tell me
every situation.
You're gonna tell me he had on headphones.
So you a dog, your kid's a dog, and dogs gonna always rise to the top. You know what I mean? That's what I believe. You know what I mean?
It did hurt. The Bible says God uses the foolish things to confound the wise. So it was some foolish stuff that went on, but you know what? That gave them something that they needed.
All right. Just wanted to get that out there. Again, I agree with Dion. I think there was a lot of bull crap put out there about Shadeur, but all he's doing in OTAs and rookie camp is making everybody look bad. There's reports out there he's going to 7 out of 9, 3 touchdowns. And I know it's OTAs. They're playing in shoulder pads and shorts. Still, stats are stats. If they give him a chance, he's going to beat out Kenny Pickett. He's a bum. We know that from here. He has no skills. Claudio, I say it every time. When we went to the Pitt games, you would say it every time. He's not going to make it, Lou. He's not going to make it at the next level, and you've proven to be right. I got to give you all your credit on that one, Claudio. I agree. But, again, I'm still where I wish Sean could call in. I still have no evidence. Dion said that Shadeur wouldn't go in there with some headphones on, even though he's doing an interview with sunglasses and a hat. Yeah, I don't know. But I don't think Shadeur went in there and bombed those interviews like that. I think it was a shot at Dion. If you look at all the players, last year, they only had 1 player drafted. This year, the only one that was drafted in the spot they thought he was going to go on was Travis Hunter, and he was number 2. Everybody else went at least 2 rounds lower. In Shadeur's case, he went 4 rounds lower. Jimmy Horn, 6th round. They were saying he was going to be a 4th or 5th pick. Shallow didn't even get drafted. I thought he would at least get in the 7th round, but I think he's in a good position. But all these guys are going to be on the roster, but I think it was more of a shot at Dion. Jim, let's go to you first since you like to cry a lot.
Well, I've been studying the son from day one, and I knew that he was a mature kid. Anytime somebody pranks you on draft day, you have the wherewithal to say, hey, make mistakes. When you're free falling in the draft, we don't have to have a donation for him. He's already going to be the highest paid rookie at $10 million off the field. So, he's rich. NIL is the reason these guys are not crying or trying to commit suicide.
What?
Like Wysocki from Maryland did when he fell in the draft 40 years ago. So these guys make money. They're rich in the NIL. I've always liked the Cleveland Browns. That was my dad's team growing up with Jimmy Brown. So I wish him the best. He's going to have a hard time beating out Gabriel.
No, he's not. That's what. No, he's not. He's looking terrible so far, man. He's gonna beat the little midget. He's gonna beat out the little midget guy. That's for sure, Jim. I don't know where you're getting that from, Jim. Have you been following any of the stuff, any of the OTAs, Jim?
Well, you're the diaper man. You and Aaron. Aaron's really the diaper man. Congratulations on his new baby. I don't pay attention to what somebody does in diapers. I know that Dylan can play. I'm not saying he's better than Sanders, but he's an outstanding quarterback, and he'll be a starter in the league somewhere.
Okay. All right. Claudio, your thoughts?
We've all been rejected and dogged and talked about and kicked to the curb and lied about, all of this. It's not what happens to you, it's how you deal with it. I think he has whatever happened during the interviews and the draft, you're going to hear both sides. Whatever it is, I think it seems like he is turning it up, as I always say. He's acting very mature about it. He's working hard and he's doing well. And the best revenge is to live well. The best revenge is to do well. And it seems like that is the lane that he is on right now. And I give him credit. It's as simple as that. Whatever happened, happened. We can all debate whether it was a collusion or a lockout or whatever we want to say. It is, as they said, and I hate that phrase, it is what it is, but it really is. But now he's got two choices: either let it affect him in a negative way or motivate him. It seems like it's motivated him. Like I said, we've all been through that. We've all been dogged, and you have two choices. So far he's chosen a good one, and so far so good. But I don't think Pickett's anything to worry about. I think the big competition would be Flacco. Because he's a veteran, he's done it before. The game is slower for him. But I give Sanders credit so far.
Okay. All right. Let's go, Ralph.
I think Shadeur Sanders has something to prove. He was drafted in the 5th round. He was supposed to go in the 1st round. I sat right next to you there and close to you there at the draft table, at the draft party. And I said, and you and I were sitting there rooting for him to be number 1 for the Steelers. Yeah. So it's time for him to prove himself and prove that the fact that he's not only just Deion Sanders' son, but that he can play. I mean, that's what he has to prove, is that he can play. And if he can play, he will play. And it's looking like it could be Flacco, Sanders. Pickett could be third string, and then Dylan Gabriel on the practice squad. That's what it looks like. Unless Pickett gets traded to New Orleans, because Kellen Moore's sniffing for that. He wants Kenny Pickett down there. So we'll see.
Okay. All right, Fillmore, your thoughts on this whole thing? We didn't get your thoughts.
I agree with everybody here. Like, when did a 5th round draft pick quarterback get first team reps at OTAs?
Yeah,
we haven't heard of that.
No,
they know something. They know what we knew, what they've been talking about all year. That Sanders is arguably the best quarterback in the draft, and he's going to have more than the chance to get that starting spot. He may not start week 1, 2, or 3, or 4, but I think he's going to get in the game middle season, early season, and the only viable quarterback that he is really in competition with, other than himself, is Joe Flacco because of his experience. And he won some games last year as well. So we all know what Flacco can do.
Yeah.
5th round, getting first team reps. We never heard of that.
No, not at all. All right. Hey, we do have a phone call. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
This is LD from East Liberty.
Hey, what's going on, LD?
Hey, LD.
I'm enjoying the show, but I want to talk about the NBA.
Okay.
I think this series is going to go 7 games. Number 1, because I want to see 7 games. Number 2, Indiana, they play up tempo basketball just like the other team does, and that makes for a good game, I believe. I don't think Oklahoma City is used to the opponent running the ball back at them the way they run the ball to that team.
Great point, LD.
That's a different style. They play the same style.
Great
Indiana,
point.
they get the rebound. It's a pass to midcourt, and then another pass is a layup. So I think it's going to be a tremendous series. But like I said, I think Oklahoma is the better team, but I think it might go 7.
Okay. All right.
Great point.
I like your points.
Yes.
You're clearly wrong, but I like your points, and you said it with real enthusiasm, but you're absolutely incorrect.
Okay. I've been wrong before. But I have another comment about the people on the show. The rumor on the street is that quite a few of you were at the Trump rally for the steel plant in West Mifflin.
Well, we know.
Our Smoker Jim was there.
Smoker Jim was right there, right next to Mason Rudolph. You know, yeah. Smoker Jim gave him the idea to cut his mustache.
Not the mustache. Not the mustache, man.
Yeah, man.
Well,
Man.
Well, somebody gave you fake news there, LD. Because I live in Maryland.
LD, I don't know where people have time to go to these rallies. I'm working constantly, doing something.
Thank you, man. I can't say
Yeah.
Maybe the rumors aren't true.
Hey,
That's
LD,
right.
So what the quarterback situation is it Mega Mason or
Mega Mason?
That's his boy.
Oh my!
Mega Mason. Mega Mason for 10 wins.
This all geared so they can get rid of Tomlin.
Oh my!
They should have a quarterback by now. They want him to have a losing season, then they can say that'll give them a reason to get rid of Tomlin.
They could get rid of him anyway. Tomlin is tied in with Aaron Rodgers. They had their little fest when they played the Jets, looking over at the sideline. Tomlin's always wanted to have Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback, and he's willing to wait until training camp or whenever he gets out of his dark cave and decides to sign with him. I don't agree with it, but no, I think this is all Tomlin.
When was this always, Lou? No, I don't think he has all that power.
He does, because the whole leadership was against him last year with putting in Russell Wilson, and he had the last word on that. No one was riding with him with taking out Justin Fields. That was a Tomlin decision that he stuck with, and he had that latitude. So he does have that much power.
Yeah, I definitely agree. This is Tomlin. He's riding or dying with Aaron Rodgers, and we saw what happened to the Jets head coach from last year. He got fired immediately 5 games into the season. So did the offensive coordinator. Tomlin and Arthur Smith should be very careful tying themselves to Aaron Rodgers. Not only that, him not being there, it's a lack of leadership. Veteran players, Minkah Fitzpatrick has been there every day for the OTAs. We still don't know about Aaron Rodgers, man. He's on podcasts. He's doing this, doing that. I just don't
Luther, he had all the time in the world to do the podcast. He had all the time in the world to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. He should have been at the OTAs, not necessarily to get sharp or to learn a play, but to be there to show that, hey, I'm in this with you guys. I want to be a part of this. By him not doing it, by him doing that, what's that guy's name? McAfee, whatever. It's a bad look. It's a bad look. Horrible.
Terrible look. I definitely agree with that. Go ahead, Jim. Go ahead, Jim.
Hey, Luther, first of all, Fitzpatrick ain't a Hall of Famer like Aaron Rodgers. If you guys study the history of the league, first of all, guys didn't show up until training camp. Training camp's long enough to build the bond, to build the chemistry with the team, and all that. Aaron Rodgers got so many throws in that arm. He don't need to be at voluntary workouts. He ain't there to impress rookies. He ain't there to impress Beanie Blade,
Beanie Bishop.
So he can scrape, so he can walk on the pit logo. Aaron Rodgers is going to come to training camp. He's going to practice. He's going to have limited practices. He's going to get everybody on the same page. Hey, listen, Coach Tomlin ain't the coach for the Jets. He's one of the winningest coaches in NFL history. He's going by Don Shula. Before he retires, he'll be a one-cap guy for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The only mistake that he made was hiring last year, who loves to throw the tight ends over the middle. If you bring in Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, they don't throw over the middle. Aaron Rodgers throws over the middle. They don't get that tight end game together. I think they're going to get that wide receiver from Jacksonville for $1.2 million because Jacksonville's paying him all kind of money, Davis. And the Pittsburgh Steelers, listen, they had a winning season with Dak, who I thought was a great quarterback. So you know they're going to have a winning season. Coach Tomlin's name.
All right, Jim, you got a lot of confidence in it. But see, I think it's more of a team building thing. I think the longer he's waiting, the more he's alienating some teammates, veterans and young players alike.
Where they understand he's a veteran? They understand just like Brett Favre never came in. The Jets and the Vikings until training camp. These guys are old, Lou. You want them to take you to the playoffs. These guys understand they ain't stupid. All of them ain't dumb jobs.
New offense, new players, new coach. You got to be in there. If he doesn't sign by this weekend, man, it's a bad.
It has nothing to do with his physical. I still think he has it physically. I mean, he still has that flick. That ball has some heat on it. Still accurate if he has the right offensive line. I just think it's a bad look.
I agree.
Now it could be forgiven. You know, if he throws 3 touchdowns the first game, everybody will forget he didn't show up at the OTAs. Okay, I'm just saying for the first step, it doesn't look good. Not saying it's not going to work. I didn't say it wasn't going to work. I didn't say he's not going to have a Pro Bowl year. I just said him not being there is a bad look.
Yeah.
And the difference is Brett Favre was signed.
Right.
They had a quarterback. It's not about him being, and Brett Favre just didn't show up until. We don't know if he's going to be a Steeler. That's the issue.
Right. You can always sign, and if you retire, you retire. That's always an option. But the fact that he hasn't signed yet, I mean, it's just that's disappointing. Jim, you were saying something?
Mason Rudolph can take him to a winning season.
No, he can't. No, he can't.
Yes, he can. He can take him to a winning season, but they ain't gonna get no hope of winning a playoff game. Same thing. It's a rinse and repeat of last year.
It's going to be the same thing from last year. Yes, it is.
Fillmore, what I've been saying about Mason Rudolph.
9-8 Mike.
I'm sorry?
9-8 Mike.
Fillmore, what I've been saying about Mason Rudolph is they will label him a game manager. Now, do they have the game manager type team? I don't know if they do. Do they have the offensive line? Do they have the back? I do think they have a core of receivers that can be used properly, but nonetheless, I just don't know if they have the team for him to be a game manager.
Okay.
I agree. I agree.
Hey, got another call on the line. We got Diane. Diane, thank you for calling. What's on your mind?
Hi, good evening, fellas. I just had some thoughts about Shadeur, Sanders' son. I was just thinking, I'm so glad the young man had the mental toughness, because through watching your show, I learned more about him. Because I'm really not a great big football fan, However, when it was all over the news. So who can't, who can miss it, right? It was hitting you everywhere. I was so glad he had the mental toughness to withstand all that was thrown at him, because, of course, as everyone said, he should have gone in the first round, and he went, in the fifth round, they said?
Yeah, fifth round. Pick 144.
Yeah, and that, to me, it just seems so sad. And I hope it doesn't diminish who he is, because he doesn't have anything to prove. He proved it already. And then he proved it again by withstanding all of it. So, that is a saying I don't like. It is what it is. So I replace it with make it make sense. And it didn't. What he went through, make it make sense. It didn't. And I hope he excels as he normally does. He does not have to change anything because he's already good. So I hope he continues to get even better, becomes excellent, not get hurt, and do very well in this sport. So thank you guys for discussing it. And I just wanted to make it make sense. When it doesn't make sense, it's not. It is what it is. It's time to change. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you, Diane.
Diane,
Thank you.
I think this, and again, you have two. When Manziel was having issues, he didn't come through. There was some other people who did not. Now the guy, I'm losing my mind. What's the guy who went to Tampa Bay and he's with
Baker Mayfield?
Yeah,
Baker.
He's done well. He's done well. He's shown people that he can put up some numbers. Again, Diane said the word mental toughness.
Yeah.
And I think Sanders is showing that. He's, and again, the best revenge is to live well and or to do well. And so far, he's definitely doing that. And maybe this will help him. Maybe this will, and not to put myself into this, but besides my parents, as I was climbing the ladder, nobody thought I could. I mean, I had some friends support, no doubt. But everybody, especially family members, they busted my chops. And it hurt. It hurt really bad because I care for those people. But I use that phrase, use your worst enemy to be your best ally. I don't know if I'd had all that support, everybody, maybe I wouldn't have accomplished what I've accomplished. Maybe I had that chip on my shoulder and I said, okay, I'm going to show you. And, thank God things went the way they did. And maybe Sanders, all these years, he's had support. He's been put here and you're this and you're that, retired number. Now all of a sudden they're dogging him. Now he's got to dial in him and say, oh, okay, well, I'm going to show you I am who I said I was. And I give him credit so far. So far, he's doing it.
Right. Listen,
the only ones that was dogging him was the racist NFL owners. So he ain't been dogged nowhere else.
There were a lot of negative reports coming out in the media too, Jim. But listen, I'm going to say this, and I said
Mel Kiper had number one quarterback.
Mel Kiper, he was the one, but there were a lot of negative reports coming out in the media about the headphones, about he went in there real arrogant. Okay. All right. Well, here's what I'm going to say on this subject. The Steelers passed on Lamar Jackson. That was a terrible move. This will be another terrible move, passing on Shadeur Sanders. They're going to be facing two of them for the next 10 years. And they've been looking for a quarterback since. Bad drafting. No reason they shouldn't have taken, one of those two guys. And Shadeur,
but again, let me say this, Luth. Again, I said this on the last show when I mentioned to Jim about Gil Brandt and Texture and all these old football guys and or old baseball guys Sid Thrift who knew the game. You pick Kenny Pickett number one. Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
But Sanders goes in the fifth round. I mean,
exactly.
I don't understand it. How the hell do you have that job?
Well, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing, too. You got to understand. They didn't have the appropriate plan for when Roethlisberger retired. I don't think they had a plan at all. I think they just rolled the dice on Kenny Pickett. Like, he should have never even been drafted, like we've all said many times, in the first round to begin with. Okay? They only did that to Steelers, and I've said this many times, and it is the truth. They did this to satisfy Pitt fans because they were afraid if Pickett got away and became a superstar somewhere else, the Pitt fans would have screamed bloody murder. Oh, you did it again.
But Ralph, I understand what you're saying, but how many Pitt fans are really out there And who cares? I mean, it is like the Steelers are hurting attendance-wise.
Right.
So who cares?
Well, no, but I'm saying they still screamed and hollered about Dan Marino not getting drafted with the Steelers. We could have 10 Super Bowls.
But that was
Ralph.
that was 30 years ago. I mean, I just think it's bad scouting. I really do. I don't think whenever you're in that position, you shouldn't worry about emotion. You shouldn't worry about Pitt fans. You shouldn't worry about Oklahoma State fans. You worry about, as John Calipari says, you coach your team. Don't worry about anything else. What the hell made them think, oh, yep, he's going to be the guy? I was half asleep in Luther. I was half asleep watching Pickett, and I said, hell, he ain't going to do nothing.
You called
that was Colbert's last draft, too. That was Kevin Colbert's last draft.
That was a horrible draft. Everybody's pretty much gone from that team or playing for another franchise at this point. But you're right. I think the fact that they drafted Kenny Pickett, they were hesitant to go after Shadeur in this draft. But that was a horrible draft class, that 2020.
It was
horrible draft class.
Yeah, but you don't think that there was a free agent quarterback somewhere that would have been better than Pickett?
Oh, of course. Well, we know that now.
Yeah, they saw what Trubisky too.
But, you know, like Smoking Jim. Jim will talk about players. It's easy to talk about Sanders or talk about, Travis. It's easy. But, Jim, like I try to do in baseball, you talk about guys that aren't always being talked about. Mm-hmm. There has to be somebody out there. I said this before the draft. You mean to tell me that there's not somebody out there that can be developed, who's playing already, who isn't what he should be, or a quarterback somewhere out there, or an offensive lineman somewhere out there that isn't being talked about, that can't be big time in the NFL?
Hey, that's how Brock Purdy,
there you go.
relevant. He just signed the highest paid quarterback this offseason. I think it was that move for the 49ers, but he earned it. And, I don't think the 49ers will win with him because he's making too much money when he's not surrounded by talent.
But to Ralph's point, I do understand what Ralph is saying about they're afraid to go off the lane because everybody is saying this is the guy. And what do I always say? If 50,000 people say a stupid thing, it's still a stupid thing.
Right.
It's still a stupid thing.
Yes.
Tim, you wanted to say something before we? I think he's a decent quarterback, but for him to be the highest paid, no, he doesn't have elite talent like that. No.
Hey, Luther, you won't give the white man credit till you get reparations.
No. Where do you have him? You say all that. That sounds cute and everything. Where do you have him in your top 10 quarterbacks? Brock Purdy, and he's one of the. No,
hey, they're making big money
right now.
Mediocrity's making big money. Kirk Cousins, Geno Smith, they're all mediocre.
Ralph, let him answer real quick. Go ahead, Jim.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Jim, that's just stupid. How many MVPs does he have? That's. And Brock Purdy single-handedly lost the Super Bowl. And an NFC championship.
A Super Bowl? No, he did not. No, he did not. I can't let you get away with that. If Dre Greenlaw did not get hurt, they would have won that game. I can't let you get away with that.
A 30-year-old linebacker called.
Yes, and he's the truth before he got the ACL. Now he's,
All right, Jim, my question: do you have him as a top 5 quarterback? I don't. You have him a top 10 quarterback, Jim? Brock Purdy's top 5. Oh my! All right, Jim is back smoking. It's 10 o'clock. I want to get Sean on real quick. Sean, you wait to the last minute. Sean, you on the phone with us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah. What's Sean? Real quick, Sean. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, sorry, guys. I be in a road where, man, I do not miss that Pittsburgh humidity. I'll tell you that. Oh my goodness.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's
But
all
I
you
think I'm going off on a quarter.
For me?
Go ahead, Luther.
No, real quick.
Go ahead,
Do
Luther.
you have Brock Purdy as a top 5 quarterback? I just would ask you that.
No. He fits the system to a T. Now, here's what we're going to see. He got his money, so top players like they just traded Deebo Samuel. Top players that got paid, they're gonna have to leave. And Brandon Ayuk, he's coming back from either ACL or Achilles.
ACL.
Less money.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see. If Brock Purdy gonna make them better, because you know the blueprint of winning a Super Bowl. You win a Super Bowl on rookie contract.
Right.
Joe Flacco, Russell Wilson, Ben Roethlisberger. That's just off the top of my head.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes. You want to win Super Bowls, you got to win them with your quarterbacks on a rookie deal. If they ain't on that rookie deal, it's going to be hard to win because of money. Top 10 paid quarterbacks in the NFL right now, none of them has won a Super Bowl.
Well, hold on now. Jalen Hurts just won.
No, I don't think his contract.
It kicked in last year. Yeah.
No, Luther. The way his contract's situated, I just saw something.
Matthew Stafford.
Paid quarterback. The way the contracts are set up, he's not top 10. That's why I said the top 10 paid.
Who's not top 10?
I don't think it's the way that his salary is structured for this football season. It's not a top 10 salary.
All the lists I'm looking at, Sean, he's top 10.
What about Matt Stafford? Where's Matt Stafford at?
Yeah, Matt Stafford is up there too. But generally, I agree with you generally. But Jalen Hurts is a highly paid quarterback. But he's one of the few. Like you said, the Lamar Jacksons, the Josh Allens, Trevor Lawrences, Justin Herbert. They haven't won anything.
Nope.
Would you say?
Yes.
Tom Brady, what? He was highly paid.
Tom Brady got some Super Bowl because of his wife Giselle Bundchen.
Oh God!
She's responsible for the tuck rule. That's
Hey, Sean, what else is on your mind, man? We're getting ready to wrap up, man. I'm glad you're calling, but you know.
I'm liking. If I was a betting man and I don't bet, I kind of think the Pacers could win it in 6.
Oh my God! Really?
I think this is why Carlisle played with the Celtics. He played with a championship organization. He won with Dallas when everybody thought Miami Heat was going to win it. Remember that? And then also remember, if I'm not mistaken, was he the coach of the Pistons? No, the Pacers when they had the Malice in the Palace? Because that team could have won it that year.
I think Larry Bird was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bird wasn't a coach. Bird wasn't a coach because Bird, they would have made a big deal because Bird would have been a coach. I think Carlisle may have been a coach.
Okay.
Maybe
he was GM or something.
Carlisle may be the better coach in this series.
Maybe Bird was the GM or president that year or something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the reason why I say the Pacers may win in 6, I think Carlisle's the better coach in this series.
I agree.
The Thunder's coach, he's played against subpar coaches. And remember, Denver took him to 7 with Rick Edelman, who down there got the job like the last week of the season.
Okay.
And Denver had players that was injured. So if I was a betting man, I may put money on the Pacers to win it because of coaching. And then remember, who does Oklahoma City got that won a championship ring? Pascal Siakam won a championship ring.
Alex, y'all are really disrespecting Alex Caruso, man.
He's not a leader on a team.
Ask the players. They're saying he's a leader. Oh, he's changed their team. Y'all going to stop disrespecting Alex Caruso.
Luther, here's the thing, though. I'm glad you said the Caruso thing. Tyrese Halliburton really ain't the key to the Pacers is Pascal Siakam.
Thank you.
All of their playoff games, he was the one that was getting 30 points. What was it, game 2 against the Knicks? The Knicks couldn't stop him. And yes, Caruso, he knows how to play his role. He's a big player. But Pascal Siakam plays like a star. He learned playing underneath Kawhi Leonard. Now he got to step up. And he's been stepping up. That's why I said with Carlisle's the coach, and Pascal Siakam, he's been playing it. Then remember, Tyrese Halliburton's playing with a chip on his shoulder. Everybody in the NBA calling him an overrated player. Oh, let's not get started. Don't let the McConnell kid win an NBA title.
Oh man, yeah, I wanted to say something about that, man. The McConnells are on fire right now.
Yeah. Congratulations. You know what? I want to say this too. I want to congratulate Pittsburgh basketball family, the Bruce family. The Bruce family, want to congratulate them because everybody talks about McConnells and the Millers. Let's give some love to the Bruce family.
That's true.
I want to give them credit as well. But I just want to say, if I was a bet man, I got Indiana winning in 6. I think OKC's the better team, but Indiana, they on a roll.
They're on a roll, and all rolls come to an end, and it will against OKC. All the disrespect that you guys, I'm just putting some of the highlights from the playoffs of Alex Caruso changing the game. 8.5 points a game, 1 steal. This man guarded everybody from Anthony Edwards to the Joker and shut them all down. Y'all better put some respect on this name. He's on Denver series. He guarded Jamal Murray, Joker, and Gordon. I mean, come on, man. Y'all got to stop disrespecting my man Alex Caruso. Man.
OKC has great defense, man.
Yeah.
Great defense. They do.
Caruso.
But I just think that, you know.
Yeah, offense, too. We're going to revisit this next week when they're up 3-0 or maybe 2-1.
Luther. You know, Indianapolis from Columbus is the same distance from Pittsburgh to Columbus. I just made the Pittsburgh to Columbus travel. And game 4 in the finals is next Friday in Indy. So I ain't saying I'm going over there, but don't let it get crazy next week. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, at least the tickets won't be as high as if it was in Madison Square Garden. That's for sure.
I think the tickets are still going to be high because from what I'm hearing, the Caitlin Clark effect, I didn't know how much effect she got on Indiana. I'm hearing that all of their games are sold out. So if the Fevers, if the women's games are sold out, the ticket prices for the finals are going to go up.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right.
I think, but I just want to see. I just want to see competitive and, just see how it plays out. That's all I want to see.
I got you, man. Hey, Sean, man, appreciate the call. Glad you got back safely. And, we're going to get out of here, man.
Thank you, Sean.
Appreciate you, Sean.
Appreciate it. Fellas, Jim, before you cry, you have any last thoughts? We don't want you crying all night.
No, I mean, Sean broke it down, and I guess he's the only person in the history of Ohio State and Columbus that don't bet.
All right, Jill, man. Appreciate you. Fillmore, final thoughts. Appreciate you coming on, man. We got to have you on here again.
Oh man, thanks for having me, man. I just got one thing to say, man, because like sometimes women be flirting and then feelings be hurting, and then you got Tyrese Halliburton, Patriots in 7. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay, all right. I like the little.
There you go.
What's your podcast again? Put it out there so we can.
You Had to Beat Her podcast, man. Myself and my guy Anamisi, who's actually having a battle with Charlie Clips on Saturday the 14th. He's a battle rapper as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we know you don't rap after that lyric. We know
absolutely
you ain't
not.
No, I appreciate you, man. We definitely will have you back. Ralph?
Yes, what's going on, Luther? What can I do for you?
No, just any final thoughts, man?
Yeah. I have a final thought. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention something. I ran into Aaron Rodgers today on the boardwalk down here, and we shared some French fries. And he said he will be in after training camp during the preseason. He will be in the Steeler uniform. So just want to let you know that. Since there were sightings in Pittsburgh, there might as well be sightings here in Ocean City, Maryland. So there you go.
There you go. Claudio, final thoughts.
Ralph, give him some of that Ralphie stew. But
absolutely, you know it, man. You know it. I'm going to start shipping it out. I'm going to start shipping it out. There you go.
Sports Corner every Saturday, 2 to 3, 12:50 a.m. The Answer.
You got it.
Claudio Relsano Show, ClaudioRelsano.com. And don't forget about my book, Lead from the Heart Up, Not the Neck Up, How to Create a Positive Winning Culture on the Field and in the Office. You can get it on my website.
All right.
Yeah, we'll talk to everybody on Saturday afternoon, 2 to 3, Sports Corner Radio Show with me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudio Rosano, and Luther Dupree. And we got a lot to talk about this week. And my rant's going to be very interesting, and you'll hear it on Saturday, 2 to 3 p.m.
All right. And we got my man, William Old School. What's going on, William Old School? Thanks for coming in. And we got Robert Thomas. Thanks for tapping in.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your comments.
And real quick, there's only one LeBron. One guy they said was going to be the next LeBron was Zion Williamson. He can never be the next LeBron until he gets his ass checked. He really let this woman get him in all kind of trouble. Listen, man, these young guys, man, do they need a mentor? He may need another pair of eyeglasses like he needs another pair of knees. This woman got him in so much trouble over the last 2 years. Just embarrassing, man.
You have to be careful.
Got to be careful, as Sean always said.
That's it, man.
But I guarantee you, this Anfield female would have never got me in trouble, man. Come on.
Built like a capital P.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. SC Sports World. Check us out. A lot of stuff planned for high school football. We're Smoking Jim, Claudio, Ralph, Fillmore. We'll check you out next time. Peace.